Hello YouTube and welcome back to another Dare to Game video. Today we're playing Red Dead Online and we're doing another character guide. So today's character is Sergeant Clay Cantrell, or Keith David, from the 1995 Western, The Quick and the Dead. So this guy is the shootist that was hired to come to town and take down the evil Gene Hackman, who we've also already done, him and Court in fact. So if you want to see either of those outfit guides, they are in the playlist that is linked in this video's description. But with all that in mind, as with all my character guides, we're going to start off with the weapons for this character, then we'll do the outfit, hair and facial hair, and finally the facial customization. So by the end of this video, you should be able to make your character look an awful lot like Sergeant Clay Cantrell. So if at any point in this video you find it useful or entertaining, please go ahead and click that like button, and of course if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel today. But with all that in mind, let's dive on in and start it off with weapons. Alright, and so in the film, Clay Cantrell uses a cartridge-converted Roger & Spencer 44 caliber revolver, which he actually keeps attached to a Bridgeport device on his hip, so instead of having to draw it from a holster, he can just spin it and fire. Not a very common thing to see, but it is something that existed at the time. So unfortunately, we obviously do not have a Roger & Spencer 44 revolver in the game, percussion or converted. His is obviously converted, so we're a little bit off. But the closest we can come is the Navy revolver, which is based on the Colt 1851 Navy. The reason why this is the closest is it comes decently close in appearance and also is the closest in period. So the Rogers & Spencer is an old gun. It would have been very old at the time of this film, which makes one wonder why a professional shootist would choose to keep using it instead of the many better guns that existed, including the Schofield, Remington 1875, Colt Single Action Army, etc. But that being said, it's entirely possible that it's just because of the way that he uses it. So with the Bridgeport device on his hip, it's entirely possible that it's very specific to this gun. But anyway, we can closely, or at least pretty closely, imitate the look of this gun by taking the Navy revolver, giving it the short barrel, improved rifling, improved sights, ironwood grips, and then we're going to put the mahogany varnish on the grips, no carvings, no engravings, and then the metal should look like this: blackened steel for the barrel and the cylinder, and brown steel for the frame, the hammer, the trigger guard, and the trigger. So like I said, it's not perfect. Obviously, the Roger & Spencer was a very unique looking gun. The charging lever for it being shorter than this one, so the Colt's charging lever, you can see it comes nearly to the end of the barrel. The Rogers & Spencer had a shorter one that stopped approximately halfway up the barrel. They both did have the octagonal barrel, which helps here. Other than that, this looks a lot like his gun. So that is the only firearm for Sergeant Clay Cantrell. Let's move on to his outfit. So here we have the outfit for Sergeant Cantrell, and of course this is the same, I'm basing this off of the one that I used from the thumbnail and his iconic outfit from the film. And it comes pretty dang close. I actually really like the way this outfit turned out because it looks a lot like it. That being said, it's obviously not perfect. His outfit in the film appears to be military clothing, which makes sense given that that's his character. He's a sergeant for the military turned professional gunman. Everything other than the pants looks military. He's got a U.S. Army gun belt. He's got what appears to be an Army style vest that buttons all the way up to his throat, and he appears to have on over top of that a military overcoat. So again, a very, very dark blue coat with a lot of buttons. We obviously can't imitate many of these items perfectly, but we come pretty close with this outfit. So I'm just going to go through the list of all the items that I used and show you how to make this outfit. So I chose to use the black variant of the Cayuga hat. He wears a large black Stetson in the film. Obviously, the Cayuga hat is not perfect. It bends down a little bit more on the front than his does. Other than that, it comes decently close. It's approximately the same size, approximately the same shape, and it's got the color pretty well. So I think the black Cayuga hat is the best option. If we had the Haverhill hat in other colors, for example black, then the Haverhill hat would be perfect because it's got almost exactly the same size, shape, and style of the hat that Sergeant Cantrell wears in the film. So if they had a black variant of the Haverhill hat, that would be the way to go. But since they don't, like I said, the black Cayuga hat is the one for this outfit. Then for the neckwear, it's actually kind of tough to tell what he's wearing because, like I said, the vest that he's wearing buttons all the way up to just below his chin. So you can see the collar of his shirt and you can see something sticking out, but it's hard to tell what it is. It is dark blue in color, and so I figured instead of using a tie or something like that, fitting with his military theme, given that a lot of his clothing appears to be military style, I went with a neckerchief, and I decided to use the blue one because, like I said, the neckwear he has in the film is dark blue. So the dark blue neckerchief is the neckwear. Then for the coat, I went back and forth on a lot of different stuff before I decided on the classic frock coat. I chose this one because it's the closest to being approximately the right length. He's not wearing a duster, so it doesn't go down very far. In fact, this might go down just a hair too far, but it's also not as short as some jackets in the game. So I went with the frock coat because, like I said, I think it's about the right length and as close to the style as we can come. Like I said, his in the film is actually just very dark blue. It's not not black. I chose to use the black one because the dark blue option is quite a bit lighter than his is. Now, obviously, if you just care more that it's blue than if it's exactly the right shade, then obviously the blue variant of the frock coat is going to work really well. Otherwise, the black one. And of course, if you don't have the classic frock coat or you can't get it, there are a couple other options that work passably well. This black variant of the roller jacket would work. This black version of the Antoine jacket would also work. So like I said, there's a couple that would work. I just think the classic frock coat is the best way to go. Then for the vest, I chose the striped black variant of the opulent vest. I did this for several reasons, one of which being the gold buttons, which his has. Another one being it is very uniform and it looks really good with the outfit. If I had a vest that buttoned all the way up to the neck, which I know exists in the game, it was just a limited time item and I don't have access to it. If I had that, then that's what I would use because that's very important for his style. But otherwise, I think this is the best option. Then for the shirt, I went with the white everyday shirt just because you really can't see much. You can tell he has at least a white collar, and at one point he takes off his jacket and you can see he has white sleeves on. So it's definitely an all-white shirt. The white French dress shirt would work, the white everyday shirt, the white collar over shirt. There's a lot of options as long as it's a clean white shirt. For the weapon equipment, I actually went with the black studded bandit gun belt, and I did this because even though his doesn't have studs on it, he does have a couple little pins in it and you can see quite a few bullets, so it has just a little bit more design to it, and I wanted to emphasize that, so that's why I went with this one. If you don't like it, then any clean black belt would work. So the agency gun belt would work perfectly fine, as would the embossed gunslinger gun belt, the black variant. I just like using the studded bandit gun belt for this one. And then of course he has a US Army buckle in the middle of his, and now his is the thin rectangle variant. We don't have any good rectangle belt buckles, but we do have these ones that are slightly curved from the trader roll, so I just went with the entrepreneur buckle. Any of the ones from the trader roll would work, but this one's the one that I think looks the best, and I like having the money sign there since he's a hired gun. Then for pants, we're going to use the 7th variant of the padded saddle work pants because he wears black pinstriped pants, and these ones are the best ones that we have available to us in the game, so those are the pants. Then for the boots, I just went with the clean black variant of the Warren Roper's boots, and he does appear to wear them Texas style. I had to watch a clip from the video and slow it down frame by frame so I could actually get a shot of his boots to see how he wears them, and they appear to be plain black cowboy style looking boots with no ornamentation on them. He does not appear to wear spurs, and they do appear to be Texas style. And so there we have Sergeant Clay Cantrell. Like I said, I think the outfit turned out looking very nice. It doesn't look perfect compared to the outfit just because of the very specific style of the clothing that he's wearing and the fact that we don't have any military style clothing in the game. But it comes very close, definitely feels right for it, and the outfit itself just looks very nice. And like I said, comparing them side by side, they still are very visually similar. So that is the full outfit. Now we're going to move on to hair and facial hair, and then we'll do the character creation. Alright, so for the hair, we're going to be doing the 9th color variant of the short curly afro, and now this would be better if we could make it just a little bit shorter because his hair is decently short in the film, but this is the shortest of that hairstyle that we can go with, so that's the hairstyle. For the facial hair, we're going to do the 9th color variant for the barkeep. It's actually pretty dang close to being exactly like his mustache in the film, so that's the facial hair. We are not going to have any facial stubble because he is clean shaven other than the mustache. And for teeth, we're going to do the chompers as they're the closest. So that's all for hair, facial hair, and of course teeth. Let's move on to character creation. Alright, and so here we have the basic character. So we'll just go through all of the basic options here. I went with the 17th heritage option. I did the first skin tone option. I made him 35. I know the character's older than that, but he's not super wrinkled, and if I go any older than that, he starts to get real wrinkled. For the body build, I did average. For the eye color, I did the 14th color variant, so the dark brown color. For the eyebrows, I went with the arched style. So now I'm going to go through all the custom sliders, and I'll give you just a little bit of time on each one, so if you're trying to follow along, you can do so. If I'm going too fast, just remember you can pause the video, or you can go into the video settings and slow down the playback speed so that you can follow along easily. But let's just get to it. And so there you have it, and I think this one turned out pretty dang good. I was able to do a decent job of imitating him, and I think it looks a lot like him. Obviously not perfect because I'm not super great at the facial customization, but I do like the way this one turned out. So that is where we're going to end the video. So thanks for watching another Dare to Game video. If you like this video, please leave a like and a comment. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you like my content and would like to support this channel, consider becoming a member today for as little as $1.99 a month. It makes a huge difference. But in any case, thanks for watching and have a nice day. I'll see you next time.